Hello everyone, welcome to the LPcast, Cronite here. Before we start, I would just like to explain the situation a little bit. First of all, the LPcast is a podcast that I'm starting up, and this is the first episode which you are listening to right now. Unfortunately, being that this was the first episode, I had some issues audio-wise. I actually recorded about an hour with our guest and realized that I had done some weird settings with noise gates and stuff, and therefore my audio kept cutting out within the first hour. I noticed this mid-podcast really, and so the second half is actually, good. You can hear what I'm saying, stuff like that. The guest audio worked fine all the way through, but I feel like since we were doing such good dialogue stuff, it wouldn't make sense to just have his audio. Anyways, I did manage to salvage about half of that. You'll see the length of this video is about an hour and 15 minutes, which, whatever. So we still got a lot of good topics covered and stuff said. But the stuff that we did miss, I'm just going to basically summarize it. I talked with Mugiwara Yoshi throughout the whole podcast. He's the guest of this podcast. Mugiwara Yoshi is one of a free person LP group on YouTube called the Straw Hat No. The first half of the podcast, we just talked a bit about, him and what he does. Stuff like that, random bullshit, really. And, but, without further ado, I would like to present to you the LPcast. Shit, I should stop saying so much. Whatever. This is still going in. God fucking damn it. So, basically, what you're going to be listening to now in the beginning is me and Mugiwara Yoshi talked a bit about I guess stuff that we did on the internet in our childhood. What you'll be hearing coming up, right at the start is Mugiwara Yoshi's talking about how he did Sonic fanfiction as a kid. Funny stuff, really funny stuff. Great guy. But without further ado, I'll leave you to it. Please enjoy the podcast, and I will hear from you guys later on. Thanks for listening.
And by fan fictions, I mean I would take stories from other games and replace them with Sonic characters. I remember this one fanfic I did where it was The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, but with Tails instead of Link. And instead of Skull Kid, it was Eggman, and everything else was the same though. I don't know why those two characters were picked. They weren't even my favorites. And it was just really fucking stupid. I would just have Tails get hit in the nuts with a hammer. Still 9 years old, by the way.
Oh wow, quite brutal.
I don't know why. It was just it's really a really surreal time in my life. Then again, you're a kid. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. On the internet, look at me go. You don't really think about consequences or shit like that.
Yeah.
Of course, as I got older, I kind of got But by that point, I just wasn't even going to the Sega message board. I was just doing my own thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I don't really know what to say. I mean, we all did stupid shit as kids, right? Especially when it came to the internet.
Yeah. Luckily for me, the old message boards are dead, and you can never find those old topics of mine, so I'm okay with that.
I'll just go to internetarchive.com, search Mugiwara.
Go to the Wayback Machine, and
yeah, basically.
I should try that. See if I can salvage anything and read them and cry and hate myself or anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, It's like I have the same experience, except it's more or less when I look at Facebook posts I made in like 2011, I just want to like gouge my eyes out with a knife. And that's 4 years ago. Imagine if I found the shit I did in like 2005. It would be so bad. Oh my god.
I think the thing I was most proud of myself during my Sonic phase, I never made an OC. Never got to that point.
That's an accomplishment, especially being so young and stuff. I actually I didn't make any OCs, I think, but I mean I was part of like forums where you had your own characters and stuff. So I mean I had not necessarily a Sonic character, but basically, oh, he has red spiky hair and he's really cool and he can't be killed because he's really great. That's
Because he's really great, He's really cool. What does he do? Kill people? Wow!
yeah. Well, consequences, whatever. I'm 9.
Exactly. You don't care. You're just 9 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
I never ended up making my own OC because I think I just really liked the characters alone. And I was just like, why should I make my own character when they're already there? I'll just play with them. I'll just do whatever I want. I want to see them in space. I want to see them do cool stuff, stuff like that.
Fucking
Ironic as all hell because now that I'm 21 and I decided what career I wanted, like, making OCs is kind of the deal now.
Oh yeah, writing for TV shows, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Seeing how the internet's gonna be popular, I'm probably gonna end up doing like the internet thing where it's like, oh, I write for cartoons or voice actor, whatever, for like stuff that's like web exclusive, like Bravest Warriors or whatever, or Bee and Puppy Cat.
You could make some really gritty episodes of Adventure Time. Finn finds his dead mother.
It'll probably be a parody, first of all.
Yeah, for most likely, but I mean, shit, come on, man, you have the power. And
I guess.
And then everyone's gonna...
I don't want to ruin anything, dude.
Everyone's gonna be like, hey Yoshi, can you write this into the show? I'll give you $500. And then you'll start becoming the TV writer mafia.
So where'd you get your start? Well, it all started when I made Sonic fanfiction.
Oh my god, that would be the best like origin story though. Yoshi origins.
my rise to power. Fucking Sonic.
It was like, what were you doing in the Great War? Sonic fanfics mostly.
Oh god, you can barely call them fanfics.
Sonic went into space, and then he bopped Eggman.
And then he went back to Earth just because he could.
The end.
That's the story.
Yeah.
Chapter 2, like that's one chapter, just those 2 sentences.
Are you freaking Dan Brown or something?
Every page is a chapter. Like just every 2 sentences, like chapter 1, blah blah blah. And then you look you just tilt your head down a little more. Chapter 2, blah blah blah. And there's like 6 chapters on 1 page.
That's actually when I was in like 1st grade or whatever, we got like big books with empty pages to like write our own short stories. I swear to God, I fucking wrote the story to like the whole freaking thing for A Link to the Past, but it did like 1 sentence per page because each page had like a blank like picture area where you could draw, and I was just like, yeah, drawing, I'll make good pictures and Zelda. And it's like and then I filled the whole fucking book, and then I had to read it to the whole class, and it was just like it was like 1 sentence and then page turn. It was so embarrassing in retrospect. It was I was just sitting there like, Link went to the temple, page turn, Link was in the temple.
Chapter 3, Link is further in the temple.
Link killed the enemy.
Link turned around to make sure he was still going really far ahead. Page turn.
The worst thing though was that the class went so like extreme overtime because of my story, and then it's like
Like the teacher was too nice to stop you.
basically. So it's like the teacher and two of my classmates were like sitting there waiting patiently to listen to my dumbass retelling of A Link to the Past.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
You know, I did something similar actually. Not only did I used to do Sonic fanfictions, I used to do an quote unquote Sonic comic.
Oh god.
But they weren't web comics though. They were stupid things that I would doodle in my notebook during class. And it would be these poorly made doodles that I would do. It would just be like circle, head, penis arms, penis feet, and you gotta draw like 3 spikes, put a happy face. Yeah, it's Sonic, whatever, who cares?
It's Sonic.
It's like really, really fucking bad. It pretty much was Sonic, but only like a little taller, and he had a body, a stomach, a circle, if you will. So, and like I would draw these comics, and every panel, quote unquote, was like the front and back of the page. Like I would do like one doodle on the front, and then I turn the page, and on the back I just write like the next joke or whatever. And then like I go to the next page of my notebook, like just wasting colossal space.
Yeah, that was basically my fucking huge, and they weren't like small storybooks. They were like pretty big, like at least like 100 pages. I just did every single one with like one sentence and a shitty drawing of like a temple or some stupid shit.
Like the funniest part was like my best friend at the time, like we were like a writing duo, but like we would come up with jokes and stuff like that. Half the time they were just like jokes we stole from like TV shows that we watched and cartoons. We just like fucking put Sonic instead. And so the thing was, my friend, like for a 5th grader, he was pretty good at like making decent drawings. But the thing was, I was the artist, and I said no. I was the artist and like the head writer, if you will. And I was like, hang on, I should do the drawings. He's like, oh, why? And I'm like, because it's so bad that it makes it funny. Like that was literally what I thought when I was in 5th grade. I was like, well, it looks so shitty, that's why it's funny.
Oh god.
And no, that's not even the best part. So, at the time, the Sonic X cartoon was gonna start coming to America. They were dubbing it, and so I learned that they were gonna do like 52 episodes. And so my comic was like the TV show is called Sonic X, and my comic is called Sonic S. The S stood. The S stood for nothing, by the way. It was just
Wow.
fuck it, letter S.
And then
and it gets better. It gets better. So I said, okay, here's our plan. Here's the game plan. We're gonna make 40 comics. We're gonna make 40 comics, right? And I did. We're gonna make 40 comics, and then when we have enough, we're gonna send them to Sega. And then they're gonna give us a TV show. That was my idea. That was my plan.
oh god, that's golden. Did
I
you...
really thought that would work too. 5th grade, I'm a fucking idiot. I didn't know. like Sega's like, you know, we have a whole team of game developers, but these 2 5th graders know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, they're well. I mean, in retrospect, those comics probably had fucking better writing than Sonic 06, anyways.
Only slightly.
Well, I mean, it didn't have Princess Elise making out with Sonic, so I mean, that's a bonus right there.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Like you're a kid and you think this will totally work. Me, yeah. I'm gonna overpower you, adult. Just hear me out.
Yeah. It reminds me.
Like I remember my comic being really stupid. It was like everybody was smart except for Tails for some reason. I don't know why I was so mean to Tails growing up. I didn't hate him. I was just like, "You're stupid now," and he's like, "All right."
Oh, well, you gotta have the dumb character.
But it was like one dumb character plus everybody else who's not.
Well, I mean, Knuckles fills that role now in Sonic Boom, anyways. Did you see the freaking shit where Knuckles like flies away? It's so dumb.
He just flies away. And like my favorite part about that wasn't even the clip. It was like one of the writers made a tweet. He was like, "Yeah, we made the Knuckles glitch canon."
Yeah, I saw that.
Sequence.
I
I was like, those guys are great.
Yeah, I watched the edited version where someone spliced in the pause screen when he's flying away, and I thought that was real. I was like, "Oh God, did I actually?" But then I looked in the comments like, "Oh no, that's not real." Oh, thank God.
It took me a while to like for a second I thought it was real, but then like during the pause screen I kept like the place that they were in, like it would always like display where the characters currently were. It was like in German or something.
Oh,
it wasn't
yeah.
a completely different language, and I'm like, why would they do that? That'd be weird.
Yeah.
But it would have been amazing if they were allowed to play with that.
that would make it like the best TV show of this year and the last year probably.
I would actually watch the show.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen clips and stuff, but I mean, it seems kind of wacky, Sonic.
I've seen a few episodes. It's it's all right. Like for kids, it's probably great, but like me, because I watch I watch and read a lot of books and TV shows, and I really love reading TV tropes. Like I'll spend hours on that website.
I
So
used to do that.
so even to this day I still do it. In fact, I was actually there yesterday. So
You make it sound like it's a store. Yeah, I'm just going down to TV tropes. Do you want me to pick up anything?
Oh boy. So like I've seen it's not bad. Like it's pretty decent. It's better than the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, most stuff is better than that game, to be honest.
Then again, the game didn't really set a bar, so
No, I mean, come on, that bar is like way below the ocean.
it's better than the game, but because I'm like I already know like plot setups and stuff like that. Like it just like a lot of the things they do is pretty generic. Like Sonic, Eggman has to move in with Sonic. It's the roommate story, stuff like that.
Oh, I saw that. It sounds so
Just like
so
wacky
dumb.
stuff like that. Just stuff like that. That's good for kids. Cause me, like I've seen like a million versions of that story because I grew up with like a whole bunch of cartoons and shit. So
Yeah, same.
for kids who don't know that story, that could be like their introduction.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's probably like a very good beginner's cartoon for like kids and stuff. And, it has it probably has a lot of good moments. So I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's like it's the worst because the game it's associated
No,
with
it's
is bad.
good. It's pretty decent. It's better than whatever the fuck Sonic X was.
Oh god, fucking Sonic X, Jesus, that was a train wreck. But speaking of Sonic Boom, anime.
Anime.
Well, you're obviously, or from what I've seen, you watch One Piece.
Really love One Piece.
Are you still following it?
Yes, it's my favorite one ever.
I haven't actually seen it. Whenever I try, I see that it's like a million billion episodes. So I don't know. It's kind of daunting, to be honest. I'm more of a fan of shorter animes with like 20 to 30 episodes tops. Of course, I say that, and then I watched like 200 episodes of freaking Naruto, and then I realized what I've been doing wrong with my life.
Well, for me, it's like I grew up with like watching the really long running stuff. I've always been around like long running stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Like Scooby Doo. Like that's not even an anime, but it's like that's a long running cartoon. That thing will never die. Scooby Doo's forever.
Corey in the House, my favorite anime.
Yeah, Corey in the House is like it's freaking Disney classic, don't you know?
God.
It's right up there with High School Musical and how relevant it is.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, like I remember like watching Toonami as a kid. I would watch Dragon Ball Z, and there would be like 5 million episodes of that, and all those other like Pokemon never ended, and Digimon never ended. Well, Digimon ended sometimes, but still, like it's still going on, I think.
Yeah.
It's at least farther ahead than whatever Pokemon is, where it's like, he's gonna win the tournament. No, he's not. He's going to a new place. Is Pikachu super strong? No. Okay.
Oh god, yeah. I remember watching Pokemon as a kid, but I only watched like the episode that came on like Saturday mornings. I never really followed it. But you know, and that was like fun. I mean, it's like, oh my god, Pokemon. Oh, there's Pikachu. It's cute, and Ash is a hero. And then it's like, oh, and then I just carry on, eat my cereal, play video games, you know, stuff like that.
I followed that cartoon all the way up until Johto, because it took a few episodes in and it dawned on me that I didn't like Ash when I was a kid.
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
just like, he doesn't win a lot, and I don't like that.
No, that's
And so-
understandable.
Like, that was me as a kid, not me now. Like, now as a kid, I was just like, why doesn't he win a lot? So whatever. And you know, it got to the point where Johto, and I said, okay. I kind of had like a realization as a kid. I was like, okay, if he doesn't win this one, then he's never gonna win any of them. And I was right. And I was right. He didn't win that one, and I said, okay, I don't have to watch the show anymore.
Oh god, that's a revelation to have as a kid.
Like, I still don't understand why he doesn't win. Like, what's gonna happen if he does? It's not like he's gonna quit Pokemon.
Maybe it's the whole thing like, oh, every other show has this hero character that wins, but Pokemon has one that fucking sucks and loses all the time.
Like, it could be like a clever inversion if, like, he kind of comes to the realization that he doesn't want to be a Pokemon master or he wants to be something else. But thing is, that's what he always says he wants to be.
Mhm.
And he never looks like he's getting closer.
No, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna catch them all, and then he has like 20 Pokemon tops.
I remember there was like a did you know image that said how many he had. I think he has
Yeah.
like 40 something out of, at the time, 600 plus.
Yeah, and then they're gonna.
Now it's 700 something.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
Like, then again, he has infinite youth, so he's still 10. So somehow, so you know, I guess he's got all the time in the world.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, they can just keep the series going forever, introduce new female like companions and new companions. Honestly, I liked it when they had Misty and Brock as just companions, and then they started bringing in all these kids and stuff. I don't know. That's sort of when I stopped watching, when I just like ditched Misty and Brock.
I remember they ditched Misty, but Brock was still around for a while. He was still around for the Hoenn region and Sinnoh, and then after Sinnoh, he left. So, but the girl character would always be replaced all the time.
Yeah, always the girl character would be replaced, but Brock would just be there to hit on the like police officers and stuff like that.
Yeah, good God.
Oh yeah. No, but yeah, like anime stuff. You guys, you've done abridged stuff like well with Sard and Frog. I watched all of that, loved it. Then I was like, I should watch the anime, and then it has 600 plus episodes, and I was like, never mind.
You don't need to watch Sergeant Frog. You really don't.
No, because I watched like one episode, and then I was like, well, this is pretty much what the abridged version is. Like you guys do most of the same stuff.
Similar, but
Yeah.
later on we kind of just go balls to the wall and we start like episode 10 is like insane and all over the place, and we're just like using stills, and they're in a grocery store now. We just photoshopped them in, just fucking whatever. like we used the reason why it looks similar is because like we used a lot of the first few episodes,
Yeah.
and the show is really repetitive. Is also another problem. Like the actual show itself.
I guess that's
like,
why they got to
So
600 episodes.
It follows the Pokemon principle. These frogs want to take over the world. They're never gonna do that. They're never gonna pull it off. They never will.
Yeah, but it's funny because you know they're frogs and you know they're failing. That's hilarious. For some
Miserably.
reason.
But at least they point out we keep fucking up, guys. We gotta do something. Like Ash is like, I lost, like every fucking region.
Oh,
But
God, yeah.
with the frogs, they even they lampshade it a lot. They get pissed at each other. They at least like talk about it. That they're sick of it. They don't like having to do it over and over again. So there's still something to it. But even then, no matter how hard they complain, they're just never gonna pull it off.
Did you watch all of Sergeant Frog?
It it's impossible to watch all of Sergeant Frog because like there's like I think 352 episodes, and like the only way I was able to find Sergeant Frog is through like YouTube and torrents, and sometimes you would find episodes that don't have subtitles, and without the subtitles I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Well, you better learn yourself some Japanese.
And so like it's one of those shows where it's a huge thing in Japan, but over here it's just like, what the fuck is that? So like if you try to find episodes of Sergeant Frog, you're gonna find like random handfuls of them, like, you know, oh, okay, here's the first 50, 51, 52, blah blah blah, and then you as you keep watching you kind of start losing some. It's like, okay, here's 51, 52, 53, 65, 95, 112. And you're just like, whoa, what the fuck happened?
Oh, Jesus.
And it gets to the point where, like, you can watch that show in any order and it doesn't matter.
I mean, if their end goal is the same throughout the whole series, then, you know, just pick an episode.
And, like, sometimes they would make adaptations of, like, the manga. The manga is incredibly different to the anime. It's not even funny. Like, it feels like two different things.
Oh, wow.
And the manga's also way better, by the way.
How
if you were to get
long-
into Sergeant Frog, you'd have to do the manga because it's funnier, they make way different jokes, and it's not even for kids.
Oh yeah, I think I read some of the manga actually. But that one is like super long, isn't it?
I think as of right now, there's like 20-something volumes, which isn't too bad.
Oh really? Huh.
Yeah, like in Japan, it has like 20-something. Like, over here, we had like the first couple of volumes, but then like Tokyo Pop died, and so we just haven't been getting like new Sergeant Frogs ever since, and I don't think we're ever gonna get them again unless like the company decides to like come back or somebody picks up Sergeant Frog.
Oh wow.
It's looking like it's pretty unlikely right now.
Oh, that's a
Yeah, right
shame.
now there's 25 volumes.
Huh. Oh, that's
And
weird.
Naruto had like 5 million, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't read the Naruto manga. I watched the like first 200 episodes of the original series, and then they started doing Shippuden, and I was like, nope, just gonna be fillers. Fuck that. Not doing that.
Oh, Naruto.
Oh,
I was into that for like 10 minutes. When I was a kid, I remember I watched it and I'm like, yeah, Naruto, this is cool. And then I think I got to like the Chunin exams or something, and I'm like, wow, I'm tired of this show.
Oh god, yeah.
I dropped off super early. Like that's like barely the beginning.
Well, you're lucky. I mean, it just, in my opinion, it kind of goes downhill, and then it just introduced like 4 trillion new characters, as like, oh, I need to remember all this shit, and then it's like, oh, where's this guy, and oh, they're fighting, and oh, ninja stuff. And then Naruto is like a demon or something. It's so much to keep track of.
I didn't read the last chapter though, just because after it ended, it was like all over the place, like, oh, Naruto's over, and I'm like, well, I have to see how it ends.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, who's that? Wow, he's tall. They have kids, cool. Like that was me.
Oh god, yeah, I can totally relate to that. I probably like, I've seen a bunch of images floating around. I'm like, oh, okay, so they're together now, and that guy's dead, and oh, okay, all right, never mind.
Hey, congrats, Sakura. You got who you wanted, I guess.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if you would want him but whatever. Go crazy.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot to say about anime and stuff. Or, well, I have a question. You're still following like One Piece? Well, you said you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still am.
Are they doing a good job, like keeping it fresh, or what's keeping
Definitely.
you hooked?
The cool thing about One Piece is that the story is always consistent, and it's always surprising and shocking. Like there's always something that brings you back to it. Like sometimes, like there'll be like a character introduced like in chapter like what 100, and then like 300 chapters later, that character now like is super important to this other thing, and they'll have like a huge bigger connection, and then like you'll go back and you're like, oh my god, they were hinting at it the whole time. It's right in your fucking face. How did I not see it?
Oh.
And the thing is, like, the author is also the writer, and he's incredible when it comes to storytelling. That man, I don't know how the fuck he does it. He has every character he makes up, like, will start off with like one little thing, and you're just like, oh, whatever, I don't care about that character. And then like in like one chapter, he'll do something, and that character now becomes awesome, and they'll have weight, and they'll matter, and you're just like, holy shit. Every single character he makes, and there's like 800 plus canon characters in One Piece, they all have birthdays, official birthdays. No matter
Wow.
how small the character is, even if they're in the background, that character has a birthday.
Oh wow, that's that.
He takes the time to do that.
Damn.
Another good thing about One Piece is like not only is the adventure and the story good, it's hilarious. It's really funny when it could be. It's really funny when it can be. It's sad when it can be. Like he's just really good at fucking that damn story.
Hmm. Well, that sounds very interesting. I've always been like kind of afraid of it because at this point it's up to so many episodes. I feel like if I try to enter now, I'll kind of just never catch up.
I feel like if you want to get into One Piece, I suggest the manga because like lately the anime's quality has been dropping, not in the voice acting portion or anything, but just in the animation, where it's just looking kind of shittier as like time goes on. Because in Japan, One Piece is the most popular manga there is of all
Wow.
time over there. Like it's number one for a reason. It's that good.
That's really
And it
impressive.
constantly, it's always consistently been first place over there. Like when Attack on Titan came out, that was like the new hottest fucking thing. Everybody was talking about it, right? So at the end of the year, they always have like sales of how many copies of manga sold. Attack on Titan got second place. First place, One Piece.
Oh damn. I'm kind of surprised that Detective Conan wasn't on, or isn't like higher up, because that shit's been going on for so long.
It has like a million freaking volumes, but
Uh-huh.
I guess like
And
people
like,
just haven't been buying it because they're just like, it's volume 90 majillion and they're not even close to like the thing. That's another thing about One Piece. One Piece would be terrible if they weren't getting anywhere. But the thing is, every chapter there's an advancement in a character, in the plot, or anything. There's always something. There's always something new where you're just like, oh my god, how are they gonna get out of this one? Or, oh man, why does the chapter have to end now? Like, I'm always doing that. Like, what? Come on, what happens next? Or you're going to, like, the backstory of somebody else. You're just like, holy shit, that guy's crazy. And there's always something to make you coming back.
oh, well, that,
That's why I think One Piece is so good.
yeah, well, that sounds like a very good reason to like it. I might check it out. I don't know. If I have time, I'd like to, because, what you're saying makes it sound like really good. The only exposure to One Piece I've had is I've read like the first volume of the manga in Swedish, so terrible. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I mean, Swedish translations generally is just like, oh god, why? I like the English ones better. I guess I haven't seen any of the anime. A friend of mine talked a lot about the anime before, but she made it, again, she didn't really convince me to watch it, because she didn't say any of the stuff that you said, really. But I mean, I guess that's it about like anime. The next point of the agenda is, I'm wondering, how did the Straw Hat Know form? Like, how did you guys get into that whole thing?
Straw Hat No. So,
Oh, God,
it was
this
actually
sounds
originally...
disappointed.
What?
Oh, I have to talk about Straw Hat No. Oh, god damn it.
Oh, no, it's just I have to remember because it's been a long time.
Alright.
Straw Hat No, like, there was actually originally a previous Let's Play team. It was right around the time when I started doing Sergeant Frogabridge, when I had the idea and I met Thorn and stuff. When I met Thorn, he had a buddy named Fat Man, and both of those two, they started a Let's Play group, and it was called FATLPs, Fat LPs, haha. So, I knew Thorn, I got to know him, and I met both of them at roughly the same time. And I met Thorn through Fat Man, actually. Like, I became friends with him, then I met Thorn, yada yada. Then we became friends. We kind of started talking, and I told them about Sergeant Frog and like blah blah blah, and the abridged I was doing, and so they ended up joining my team. And they also had and we got to the point where we were like talking almost every day and having calls and shit. And so they invited me to one of their Let's Plays at the time. And on the old channel, which I don't know if it's still up or not, it's been years. On the old channel, they were doing A Link to the Past. And me, I'd never played that particular Zelda. I've played like almost every single one, but that's one of the few that I haven't. So, they invited me, and I said, yeah, okay. And it was like during the Water Temple or whatever. And so, me, at the time, I knew what Let's Playing was, and I watched some people. Like, I was like 15 at the time, mind you. I was like really into like Chugga Conroy, and I would watch We Reich to Pray, who was like these guys. They would take Let's Playing a little less seriously, but their gimmick is that every game they do, single player or not, there's always like 4 people there, so they're all like playing and having a good time. And so I would watch like these Let's Players and stuff. I was like, oh, I didn't really think much about it. I'll just be like, yeah, sure, I'll join them, whatever. I'll just be there to make stupid jokes. And I didn't really like know like Let's Play etiquette or how these guys work because I never saw any other fucking videos for a while. So I was in their video. I was in like 2 of their videos, and I was officially a member randomly. I just was now. And so I would commentate. We weren't exactly like the best Let's Play team. We were pretty much just unknown. We were just like a really really small group that like nobody would ever find in a million years. I remember we used to have like a blip account in case like, oh yeah, we're gonna get fucking money off of these, whatever. It was just like fucking. You wouldn't even see like the emulator inside fucking like one of the Link to the Past videos. It was just like, and I even pointed it out because I was also watching like Retsu Pray and stuff. And so, when I saw the emulator, I'm like, I saw you guys doing the thing, and like pointing that out, 15-year-old me like a jackass.
Nice save state, nerds.
And I'm like, oh, see, you guys don't have the actual game, man, mean. so, it got to the point, and so time goes on, and we're part of the group, and at that point, me and Thorn were like talking about like Fat Man and stuff. We were just like, it got to where we were getting tired and annoyed of him because he's like, you're not funny, blah blah blah, old fucking drama, yada yada. Barely qualifies as drama, by the way. So, we're doing our thing, and so we split from FATLPs, and then we also kicked him off the Sergeant Frog Abridged team. We're still friends with the guy to this day, by the way. It ends happy. So
good.
Just in case you're like, did you send anthrax in your mail? Like, no.
Jesus.
So we split from him, and we formed our own Let's Play group. And I don't remember how exactly where the no part in the name came out, but Straw Hat came from my love for One Piece.
Understandable.
And at the time, I just switched my name to SMS Yoshi to Mugiwara Yoshi. And Mugiwara is Japanese for Straw Hat. And I was like, yeah, huge fucking nerd. And so we were coming up with names. We had like beta names like Spiky Shell and shit like that. And eventually I said the Straw Hat. And I don't remember who said no. I think I just said no, blah blah blah. And then Thorn liked it, and so we went with it. And then it became the Straw Hat No. And for the first year of the Straw Hat No, we weren't actually doing Let's Plays. We were doing Retsu Praise.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they were
Well, I've seen some of your older Let's Plays. Fun fact: the way I found out about Straw Hat No, I was YouTubing searching for Retsu and then I saw one that I hadn't seen. I was like, oh wow, is this like a new one? And then it's like, oh no, it's an entirely different channel. And it's like, oh, these guys are pretty good. I'll watch their other stuff.
So I'm surprised you thought they were pretty good because like some of them would be like decent, and half of them were just like
Well, I saw.
this is like we like at the time we were friends by that point. I think like a couple months. So we were still trying to find out like our dynamic and like how we what our style was and our jokes and shit like that. So
Yeah. But
uh,
I saw the one with the guy who camcorders his TV with like Final Fantasy 13 and it just zooms in, and that shit is freaking gold.
yeah, I remember that one.
Oh god, it's so good.
So we did that for a while, and then it just got to the point where we were just like, yeah, fuck it, let's just start doing Let's Plays. And so we started doing Let's Plays, and the first one I did was Pikmin, and for that point, and the first it's pretty bad. I'd say so. It was like that's like my first legit Let's Play I ever recorded, and you can tell I'm still I'm trying shit out and fucking just saying wacky shit to be funny, like look at me, the Pikmin, just still trying to I just turned 16, I think. Like I just it was so fucking cringy. So first Let's Play, and eventually, well, at the same time we were also Let's Playing, we were doing Sergeant Frog stuff. So at that point, we were making episodes and we were recording our Let's Plays and stuff. And we got to, I think, episode 4 or so, or 5. We needed a voice for this character, and we were doing like these Pokemon videos. We did like 1 or 2 Pokemon videos, it was like Mystery Dungeon Abridged, the original one. And we needed voices, and as we kept doing Sergeant Frog, we were getting people, and we were also like joining like Abridger forums. We were kind of like networking, kind of sort of like, so we can get like voice actors and stuff, because it was just pretty much me, Thorn, and our friend Lily Livers, who's great and she's talented as shit. So it was just me, him, and her, and we needed a voice for the snake guy, and we contacted this one guy. I forget his name. I'm probably gonna regret it or whatever.
It was
Fuck it.
Travis.
So I think it was Arist or something. I don't remember. Some guy, but or it was Lord Moonstone. I don't fucking know. I forget. It's been a million years. So we get in contact with this guy, and he does an audition. We're like, not bad. And so the guy recommends this other guy named Big T Unit 1. And he ended up being Travis. And so Thorne got in call with Travis. He met him, yada yada. He did great. And then we just kind of kept talking. Eventually, and then I met him. And then eventually we just became really close. And then now we were a trio. We were a trio. Not only were we a trio of just Let's Players, now we were a trio of writer. We found out Travis is fucking funny as hell.
Huh.
So from then on, he was the official third guy. And then from then on, we just kept abridging and writing and Let's Playing, and well, years later we're still doing it.
Well, I mean, you're still good. You're doing a lot. I mean, you released Skies of Arcadia episode 2 today, I think.
Yeah, and actually I just checked the YouTube, and Thorne just put up Harvest Moon videos, and I didn't even know about that, so I don't remember him bringing it up, so I don't know what this is about, but whatever.
I think
it's shocked to me too.
He's been like tweeting about it.
Okay, then that's probably why I don't know about it, because I don't have a Twitter.
I know your group better than you do.
You probably do, actually.
Well, I mean, don't take this creepy or anything, but often I put like your videos on when I go to sleep.
Aww.
Well, it's because like a
So
lot of
you could be like, Travis, this is your last episode. I can stick to this.
it's like finally. No, but it's like
Hey guys, welcome to Pikmin 2! This day we're gonna like you sleep to that.
yeah, pretty much. With a lot of people, they go to sleep like ASMR stuff. Me, it's like I like to be entertained. I don't want to waste precious time, like not listening to funny shit. it's really weird. I basically sleep to all kinds of crazy stuff, mostly funny stuff. But yeah.
I would try that, but I have like a speaker system with like 6 little speakers. So if I were to try to just wake up the whole fucking house,
oh god, yeah. More Straw Hat No stuff, I guess. You obviously have like a lot of catchphrases and stuff, like the Blue Rupee scream, and bunch of other stuff that It's funny. It's okay. No, but the one, and this isn't even like a catchphrase, but I think the funniest moment that you've had, I think it was in Pikmin 2. Uh, Someone knocks on your door and says something, and you're just like recording. Damn. I think that's one of the funniest moments I've seen in one of your Let's Plays.
Yeah, it was. If I remember correctly, it was my mom, because she like regardless of whether I'm recording or not, sometimes she forgets, and sometimes she brings in my coffee. She brings me coffee. Like I really like coffee, and so we take turns. Like, okay, I'll make the coffee today and serve it, yada yada. And he was like, okay, your turn to make the coffee. And so I tell her that, and she was holding like I guess like 2 cups of coffee or whatever, and so she kicks my door like as like that would open it somehow. I'm pretty sure it was just to get my attention, but it was just like, ah, fuck, I'm in the middle of something, mom. Jeez, trying to be cool on the internet, God.
Oh God.
Mom.
Yeah, no, but that's like, even though that's not like a catchphrase thing or anything, but I mean, obviously, the Blue Rupee Scream I love, I actually used it in a school project.
Really?
Yeah, I messaged you about it actually, like a long time ago, and I was like, hey, can I use this for a school project? And you were like, yeah, you can't copyright a scream, and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty smart.
I feel like I remember that. Did you ask me to record like a thing for a commercial?
Oh yeah,
Like a
that
commercial for
too.
project?
I
Oh, now I remember.
I've been
Because I remember I was wondering, like, I recorded that thing for that guy. Like, it was like a few days ago. I was thinking, like, I wonder how that project of his turned out. Because he told me that you like got like an A or something.
I got an F, just because of you.
Really?
Damn it! No, it went very well actually. The thing is though,
That would be hilarious. Well, you were doing great, but then you put that Blue Ruby shit, and it was fucking horrible.
Yeah, basically. The Blue Rupee thing, by the way, that's some like messed up shit. By the way, I don't want to show that to like anyone, but I showed it to my entire class, and I think they thought I was like some psychopath or something. It was weird. I just put it on loop for 6 hours. Then I started reading my Legend of Zelda fanfiction. Oh God.
I wouldn't say that we have catchphrases. I say that we would have like a couple, but like what we do the most is running jokes. Like we'll always find like a character or something, and we'll just like harp on him and just keep bringing him up and trying like new jokes with them every time. That's a thing like we've been told about. Like some people are like, it's funny, you guys kind of do running jokes a lot. It's kind of like your thing. And so like we're trying to like reel that back a little.
Oh, I don't know. I really like the watch.
Like it's probably still gonna happen. Like we like me. I keep bringing up the freaking like, oh, you said the cool thing in Skies of Arcadia. Because I just think that's just hilarious to me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's a lot of fun actually. I really like callbacks to older things that happened, especially in, like the Zelda Let's Plays with the Blue Rupee and a lot of other stuff like Link and Dumple especially.
Dumple. Oh, Dumple.
And yeah, and then now in your Last of Us LP, the freaking watch.
That we officially killed the watch.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I mean,
yeah,
although at the same time, Last of Us is a very serious game, and then the first episode you're just shitting all over it.
Well, I'm not really shitting on it. I'm just trying to, like, because no matter what I'm doing, like, I could be watching a movie or I could be watching Food Network. I'm gonna make fun of it, like, no matter what. Not to be a dick, but it's just because I like voiceover and dubbing over stuff. So I'll just like be watching Food Network and they'll be like showing Chopped or something and like, well, Cassandra, you made the worst cupcake ever, but it's sushi. You failed. Like just stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I think that's really the great sense of humor. I love it absolutely. I'm sure a lot of other people do. I mean, that's kind of your shtick. I guess that would be the way to say it.
We could find the fun in anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, I started watching your Last of Us LP, and I was expecting, more serious stuff, but then you just start going off about how Joel is this like redneck dad, and it's like, what? It's so great. Oh god.
Like normally, like the main character usually isn't like the guy we like grow an attachment to, but Last of Us is probably one of the first ones where we're just like, God damn it, Joel, just Joel this, Joel that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it fits. I mean, it's definitely a very fun perspective on the character, even though it's more or less, making fun of it. But it works. Absolutely works.
It also helps that like me and Thorn are essentially going blind in the game, so we don't really know what's gonna happen next, and so I'm just bullshitting at the same time.
Oh yeah, and Travis is the one playing that one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Same for Skies of Arcadia. I don't know what's gonna happen in that game. I'm going in there blind too.
I've never actually played Skies of Arcadia. I've been wanting to, but at this moment it's like, oh, it's a GameCube game. I don't think I'd be able to get it unless they release it.
It's like, it's one of those mega rare games, and also it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like I think I looked it up recently. It was like $200.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, no, but it looks really interesting. I would love to play it, but I guess I'll supplement by watching your LP instead.
Hopefully they'll do like a re-release so that we can not have to do that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, the GameCube one right now, $184. The Dreamcast one, $51.
Damn.
So if you have a Dreamcast, like, there you go.
Unfortunately, I don't. And also with Amazon.com, shipping rates for Sweden is sky high.
Yo, jeez. So it probably end up being like 400.
Yeah, it'll be like, oh, this. I saw a guy who was trying to order mac and cheese from America. He was in Japan. There was like a 15-pack of mac and cheese for like $30. Shipping was $600. Not even joking.
Yeesh.
You really gonna want that mac and cheese, man.
Mac and cheese ain't even all that good, though.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a decent meal if you have nothing else.
I wonder what it's like to be an American college student. I have to try it.
Oh god. But then they can just order like fast, like quick noodles anyway, like ramen or whatever. Because that's like the Swedish college student like diet. It's like, oh, ramen and water. Yeah. I guess we kind of talked about it a bit in the beginning, but and I don't know how far we can stretch this topic, but the whole thing Nintendo's doing now with partner programs and ad revenue and stuff like that. Do you have any like solid opinions on that, or do you think it'll affect your channel?
I don't really have any like it's still pretty new, so I can't really like make a judgment on it. But what I can say is just I just think it's weird, because for a while like Nintendo is like really weird when it comes to doing like getting involved with its fans. Especially like Smash Brother tournaments. Like, I remember at Evo or whatever, like for like Melee was part of it, and then one year they specifically requested, "Hey, don't do Melee at Evo." So they personally they did like a cease and desist. They were like, "Don't do Melee at Evo. We don't want you to do Melee at Evo." So they didn't. And like a few years later, now they're all for it. And this year, I believe both Smash Brothers 4 and Melee were at Evo, so they kind of warmed up to it. But like, Sakurai isn't really like big on the competitive scene, and he's always talking about how it's like Smash Bros isn't really, it's a party game. I don't think people should be taking it seriously. Blah blah blah. It has no. And recently, I think he was like, yeah, it has no future. Smash Bros has no futures. It's like strictly a competitive game, and then people flipped their shit about that for a while. And so now that the internet's so advanced and awesome as it is now, and this internet age, the digital age thing isn't gonna go away. It's just gonna grow more. I guess they just decided like, all right, we should probably start interacting more, and that's been happening. Like Miyamoto was in like an episode of Smosh or something, or like the Smosh guys, and he randomly showed up in an episode of Nerdy Nummies. Like, I don't know if this is like an attempt for them to like get in with the young kids or whatever the hell, or they're just embracing it now. But I just, it's just kind of weird that like now, because before they were just like, oh, just for Nintendo, we're a fucking big company, and now it's like, yeah, we have fun with everybody. Woo, look at it. YouTube partners, yeah, we're down with that, yo, like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Well.
It's just,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
And like, I remember like there was recently like a tweet from Nintendo. It was like, hey, what do you think of our social media stuff? Like they're keeping tabs on it and shit. So it's just really bizarre to me. And like now they have a YouTube thing specifically for that, and I don't know if they're trying to build up this online community or something, like outside of Miiverse or something. But I just think the whole thing's just kind of bizarre. That like they're and also I just think it's kind of late for them to start embracing it, now.
Yeah.
When the other companies have been like, yeah, fucking, like I think it was like one of the E3 Sony conferences where it's like, we have a button on the PS4 where you can record and commentate your Let's Plays, and it's like, oh, that's horrible.
Just push share, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Does that actually work?
I don't know. I don't have a PS4, so I wouldn't be able to confirm. But from what I know, it's like, basically, anytime you're playing a game on either PS4 or Xbox One, they buffer like a 15-minute where they record the past 15 minutes of gameplay all the time, and then it's like, if you do something cool, you can just hit share, and then you can cut it up and like, cool moments. I quickscoped this noob, and he called his mom. Or stuff like that. Well, from what I've heard,
And then like it leaves like a little tag or whatever. It's like uploaded through the PlayStation Network or whatever.
possibly. I don't really know.
I don't know, but I just know that the other two companies have been like, yeah, internet, cool, here's this thing, you need DLC, and like now Nintendo's starting to come around on DLC, like,
Yeah.
jeez.
But here's the thing, though. Nintendo's doing like DLC way better than anyone else has ever done it. In my opinion, at least, it's like, Mario Kart, you pay a tiny price for like 8 new stages and 2 new characters and like 44 new vehicles and stuff like that.
I agree. I think they're doing pretty good.
And
Like, I
then,
know you could get like some Fire Emblem characters or something
Uh-huh.
in Fire Emblem Awakening, and like packages in Mario games and some of them, like level stuff or whatever,
uh-huh.
or challenges or something.
And then you have Amiibos, of course, which is like DLC for multiple games, but in their own quirky ways.
Yeah, like you put an amiibo in Hyrule Warriors and it gets you like a random item or just 1 ruby if it hates you.
I hate that. It's like, you can only use 5 a day, but then 3 out of my 5 is like 1 rupee. I'm like, thanks, Pikachu, you piece of shit.
Thanks for being worthless.
Yeah. But what I've heard of the whole like Nintendo Partners program, it's like their partners program seems kind of shady in a way, because it's like, they wanna monitor your videos, and if you're gonna upload something Nintendo related, they take you have to send it to them, and then it'll take 3 days before, or like around 3 days before you can upload it to your channel. And then it's like, they take some of the revenue and stuff, and I just feel like, they're making it really complicated for people to actually promote their games.
I think if that's the case, I think they're doing it so that way they can have like family friendly videos, like,
Yeah.
because like Let's Playing is like usually done by people who are like, yeah, we're gonna play this fucking game, look at this asshole, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I guess they're gonna like, they're doing that to look over. It's like, well, you said the F word 3 times, so this is a
Yeah.
fail,
But a lot of people are seeing it as like, oh shit, Nintendo's not gonna let you talk negative about their games. But at the same time, I can definitely see like, they want, some content. They don't want people who are just like, oh hey, Zelda, dicks, ass, dicks, fuck, lol, haha, video game.
I mean, I could join the Nintendo program and try that and see if they'll get back to you. Look at my fucking Let's Play of Zelda, bitches. We're gonna play. Alright, I'm gonna name Link Dix. Yeah, Dix. It's just like that's the whole fucking video. They're just like, and like 3 days later, they're like, we really like that dick joke. Put it up. Like, I waited 3 days for that? What the fuck? I could have just done that by myself.
No, but it's like I don't know how much Nintendo appreciates people playing fucking Wind Waker HD and taking a bunch of selfies. I mean, come on, man. That's not gonna promote their games.
We were okay with the selfie joke with the dying grandma, but with the tied up man, you've gone too far.
Man, they'll be going into like bondage territory, and freaking 50 Shades of Grey is coming out soon.
We were okay with that, but you referenced Mickey Mouse, which is a Disney property, and we can't allow that.
But I mean, we do have Disney Infinity on a Nintendo console, so we own the rights somehow. They go through some crazy loopholes.
And then, like, they're gonna be like, "Do you own Disney Infinity on Wii U?" It's like, well, I got it on PS4. Deny.
Well, we haven't seen you uploading any Miiverse pictures from Disney Infinity. Are you sure?
Looking at your Miiverse thing, you haven't used the Tingle Bottle feature, like, on yourself? You haven't written a message? It's like, I thought it was optional. Well, if you want to be a part of the YouTube Nintendo program, you can just...
Oh, God. You know, what they're doing is probably, like, really bad, but we're just talking, like, shit about, or not really talking shit about it, but just, like, making fun of it.
They're gonna listen to this and be like, check to see if they're in the YouTube Nintendo program. No, damn it! We're gonna pull the plug.
Shit. How we single-handedly saved Let's Play.
we didn't join the program, that's what we did. We already had YouTube accounts.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'll just have to see how it goes. Because if it backfires, they're gonna cancel it. They're gonna be like, "All right, you're too Nintendo Pro." And they killed off Club Nintendo, so you know.
Yeah, it's like in the process of being killed off. And the one thing that worries me there is how are we gonna get Mewtwo if they're gonna like cancel Club Nintendo?
I think the Mewtwo code's gonna come like early this spring or something, around March, I believe. I think they had a release date. Yeah. I already got my things in, so I'm happy. I'm getting Mewtwo for free.
Yeah, I emailed basically our Nintendo representative of Sweden, and apparently we're not getting Mewtwo. We have to buy Mewtwo separately as DLC when it comes out in the store.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's
That's
super bullshit.
Why do I get it for free because I registered both games?
Yeah, well, it's like I have both games, but at the same time, it's like, oh, Sweden that has no Nintendo representation that's like good. We don't get Club Nintendo or anything, which sucks because I have so many games that I can like register and get 100 stars
fucking shit.
or 1,000,000 stars or however much. Like the only. Yeah, the only like premium I have is the like a Wii U Deluxe thing where you get some credit when buying stuff on the eShop.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Club Nintendo of America has never had like any good prizes ever.
Yeah.
They've had like maybe 3 out of the years they've been running. Fucking like last year, like this last year was like it was like, oh, if you made platinum, you could get one of these games. I made gold, and like all of the games that I was able to get were games that I already played or owned, and I just said, well, what was even the point of me registering? And then like
so
freaking Nintendo did that. Hey, we're gonna do fucking Smash Bros. Demos. We're gonna give them out. And I'm like, oh boy, if you made platinum, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah.
Oh,
the 1 year where I didn't care enough to make platinum is the one where they give the demo.
Oh, for Smash Bros. And then you get the one.
I was able to find 2 codes.
Oh. That's
because I got one from a Tumblr user, and because he was like, oh, I have all these extra codes. You want one? And I made a post about it. I was like, fucking, I wasn't Tumblr. I didn't make fucking platinum. And somebody was like, here you go. And I'm like, oh, gee, thanks. But the thing was, that's really another side to that story where at the time I was just, before the game came out, I was like on this NeoGAF topic, and people would randomly post fucking like demo codes. They would just be like, first come, first serve, and then people would refresh, and they'd be like, oh, fucking... So, I was refreshing, and I had my 3DS plugged in with my charger, and I was refreshing, and I had, like, the redeem thing, and as soon as I saw the first code, I put it in, and I got it. I sniped it from them.
Oh, wow.
I sniped one code, and so the Tumblr user gave me, like, a second code, and I didn't have the heart to say, I already got mine somehow because I literally just made a post a while ago saying, "Oh fuck, I wasn't planned on. Hey, if you guys have extra code, ha ha ha, it'll be fun to give it to me." And then when I got it anyway, I'm like, thank you very much. I just pretended that I didn't have it.
Aw.
And what I actually ended up doing was I ended up giving the demo code to my girlfriend.
Oh, well, that's nice. And
Yeah.
then you.
I feel kind of bad though. Like it's like a little white lie where it's not really bad if I tell him, "Well, I already have a code," and it's like, well, he wasn't really gonna do anything with it, and
Well,
I did end up finding a use for it.
well, what if you prevented one of the like top tier Smash players from being like molded into the greatest Super Smash Bros. Player of all time, just from not giving out that code?
Well, I guess I gypped Sonic Fan 227 of fucking being the best top tier player in the country.
Yeah. He had to play the Smash demo that was only limited to 10 uses.
I had infinite uses, and I was on that every day almost.
Mm.
Till I got to the point where I'm like, I'm tired of being Mario and Link and you guys.
And Mega Man. Yeah.
I was like, I want to be Mac. I want to be that guy. Fuck, give me some other people to play with. And I was trying to I was trying everything. Like maybe if I put the Konami code, I'll secretly get Snake or something.
Oh god. Oh, that'd be.
Just anything. Like I need a new character to toy with. God damn it. Then the game came out, so everything was cool.
Yeah, I got the demo mostly just to try out the controls, because I was skeptical to how it like controlled on the 3DS.
There's a bit of a learning curve. Like for a while, like I kept doing like tilts when I wanted to do smashed attacks.
Yeah, same happened to me. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. It works well for being on a handheld.
Yeah, I think it's a good like experiment, like a good try. Like if the next handheld has like better 3D features and just has like a better control overall, and they're gonna try to do like another handheld, then I'll be all for it. Because
Yeah,
this wasn't
absolutely.
too bad, and like for a while, me and my friends like we would play this shit like all successful. Like we would have matches, like let's play this. And then the Wii U one came out, and like I never touched the 3DS one ever again.
Yeah, it's same here. I don't have a lot of friends who have 3DSs, so I mean, I mostly play either online or with like my brother, or just like playing classic mode because I really enjoy the single player in Smash, which is kind of weird. I don't actually enjoy playing online a lot. I really like playing against computers and amiibos. I love training amiibos. It's like the most fun I've been having for the past like month or so with Smash.
I really need to open up my amiibos. I have 3 amiibos, but I haven't taken them out of the package.
Which one's
I'm
that?
just like looking at them like, I got Little Mac and Captain Falcon and Fox.
Oh, that's nice. One thing I noticed with Captain Falcon, he has a gun.
Yeah, he's always had a gun. Like I noticed that in Smash Brothers 64, but he
Really?
never uses it.
Oh god. I noticed it like on the amiibo. I've never noticed that he had a gun, but then I got the amiibo and I was like, he has a gun? I was like, is this like a misprint? Was this supposed to go on like a Fox amiibo? But then I
A defective you could put on eBay
Yeah,
and get
exactly.
thousands for.
Then I Google it and I was
No,
like, Captain Falcon has a gun. I was like, what
no,
is this?
he's old.
And then I just want to see an F-Zero game where you can do drive-bys.
Well, they have to actually bother to make a new F-Zero.
Oh yeah.
So I think we're gonna have to wait for X-Zero 20 in the year 2070 before they even consider that.
What's that thing Miyamoto says was like, oh, we're not gonna make a new F-Zero unless we can truly innovate on the concept, and it's like,
He said something like, he's like, oh yes, the new F-Zero. It's like, oh, you know, we were thinking of some ideas with like the gamepad and stuff, and he's like, maybe we can be more innovative with the pad or something. So that's like an almost nothing answer.
basically, and I just feel
Where
like
he's like saying, oh, we just need a good control, and it's like, well, you got the gamepad and you made the gamepad, so why don't you
Yeah.
what do you just, if you don't want to make F-Zero, just say it, dude. Just
yeah, basically.
you don't have to do that humble dodgy thing. That's what they love to do. They always do that like sidestep thing where it's like, they were like before the Majora's Mask remake. It was like, oh hey, so what about remaking Majora's Mask? And then you read like the interview, and the guy just has like parentheses laughs. Oh, we have something in store for Majora's Mask fans, and it's like, okay, yes or no, just say yes or no.
Oh,
Sometimes
God.
they give you a flat no. They'll just be like, we're not planning anything at this time,
But
and at this time means never.
but I think like that's one thing Reggie, well, Reggie, the Reggie, whatever, is like master of. If you listen to any interview with him, it's like people ask like, "What about a Mother remake?" And he's like, well, you see, we've been thinking about having a Mother remake, maybe, or have we? I don't know. Haha, you'll never know."
You haven't been thinking about it at all. No, I have not.
Mm.
Like I remember I saw a video. It was like in the Nintendo World Store, and somebody asked like, "Where's Mother 3 coming out?" And he's like, "Not yet, not yet." And everybody's like, "Ah, that not yet turned into never."
Yeah, basically. I mean, Jesus. But I mean, they released
Like-
Earthbound on the Wii U
Yeah,
Virtual
that's
Console.
a good sign. That's a really good sign. That reminds me, going back to the Club Nintendo thing for a bit. I was pissed because not only did I not get the stupid demo code, but one of the platinum rewards for Club Nintendo that for the same year was one of the games was Earthbound, and I really love
Oh.
Earthbound, and I couldn't
Damn.
fucking get it. And I'm like, you know what, Club Nintendo? I'm glad you're dead, because every year I tried, you never gave me anything good,
Oh,
and now the
Jesus.
one year I don't, here's all the cool shit. Like, fuck you.
There's like
Of course, it's like $10. I can actually buy it, but whatever.
there's like one thing Club Nintendo's had. I don't know if it was American one or UK or whatever, but they had a version of Balloon Fight where you played as Tingle, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a cool exclusive thing. Too bad I live in fucking Sweden.
Yeah, it was one of those games that's only available in like Europe and Japan, I think.
Uh-huh.
There was like two Tingle games for the DS: Tingle's Ruby Rose Land and Love Balloon Trip or something. Like that.
Rupee Land.
Yeah, there was like two Tingle games. Like the only reason why it never came out in America is because we don't like Tingle over here.
And then you get the Tingle Hyrule Warriors DLC.
Yeah, now we're officially stuck with him. Me personally, I don't really hate the character. I just think he's goofy or whatever. But whatever. To each their own, I guess.
Yeah, same here. I mean,
Like depending on like David Hasselhoff is like big in Germany for no reason.
Damn. No, but I don't hate Tingle. I feel like, in terms of adding another character for Hyrule Warriors, I feel like they could have taken, like, literally anyone else or someone else, even though Tingle is a decent character, but at the same time, I feel like, why not, like, Skull Kid or Majora or anything else, but, Tingle.
Yeah.
Well, we're nearing almost, like, well over 2 hours, kind of, or I've been streaming for like 2 hours, but we've only been talking for almost 2 hours.
God.
So, I guess to round this out, the point of the podcast is kind of to highlight games and stuff. So at the end, I would like to, ask all the guests, is there a certain game that you would like to highlight, or some game that you're looking forward to?
I can't really think of ones I can highlight because it's like, well, all the other I pretty much told you all the games that I'm currently playing and stuff.
Oh,
But
yeah.
ones that I'm looking forward to is definitely Xenoblade Chronicles X, because
Same.
that's just looking sexier every day. I'm really, really looking forward to that. I feel like there's something else, but I'm just forgetting.
Majora's Mask 3D.
Well, there's that. I mean, I wouldn't say like as much as Xenoblade Chronicles X because it's like, oh, I've played Majora's Mask before and I still have. I actually still have my gold cartridge for my N64 lying around.
Wow.
But if we were to talk about like, oh, if you were to get a new game, it'd be like, oh my God, Xenoblade Chronicles is new. It's just robots, stuff like that. It'd probably be that. Splatoon seems pretty interesting.
Absolutely agree.
I'm not much into like first-person shooters. I mean, I'll play a few, but I'm not like a Call of Duty guy. I like third-person shooters more probably. But this has like a fun little neat concept. It pretty much says Nintendo does a first person shooter team game thing. And it
Yeah.
looks it looks goofy, silly, and it has their name all over it, so I kind of like it.
Yeah,
Seems
absolutely.
pretty.
Splatoon looks really neat. It really feels like, oh, if Nintendo were to make a team-based shooter, that this is what you get, and it really feels like it has that charm.
And I have like a couple of friends of mine who are like thinking of getting this, so we could just play together and fucking fuck around with our teams and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks pretty cool. I wonder, is there anything coming out on the 3DS? Like, well, there's Xenoblade Chronicles, but it's like I already have the one on the Wii, so.
Yeah. I'll get the one on the new 3DS. Personally, I'm looking forward to, well, Majora's Mask 3D, mostly because I never finished it on the 64, and also I'm very interested to see what they changed, because they've redesigned some of the boss fights, I think, and they've changed some of the like minor things.
Yeah, I heard that.
Stuff like that. From the trailers, it looks like they added ice, like big, weak spot ice to most of the bosses.
Huge eyes to the boss fight. Like, oh shit, does the mask play a bigger role now, or is that like an extra pretty looking thing, or what?
Yeah, I'm really interested in that. Obviously, Xenoblade Chronicles X looks gorgeous, and you know, that'll be a lot of fun once it comes out. And I'm interested in because they've announced that there's gonna be like some kind of online functionality for that, and I'm wondering what that can be.
I remember recently, I think it was yesterday, they talked about, because it already has a release date for Japan. They talked about how you could have like 4-player co-op and up to like 32 people online can be in the same server at the same time, and you could have like 4-player online co-op missions.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Like quests and stuff, like Monster Hunter.
Hmm.
That's another one I'd add. Monster Hunter 4. I like Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, I played the demo for 4 today on the 3DS. It's not a huge Monster Hunter guy, but the demo was a lot of fun. I mean, I might pick it up later on if it drops in price, but if I can find people to play with, that would be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that wraps things up. It's been great talking to you. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, sure. It was lots of fun.
If everything goes as planned, this will be uploaded to YouTube on Wednesday, I think. Probably.
Oh, cool. That's when I have class.
Well, then you can just listen to yourself and ignore.
I'll listen to myself and tune out in this critical thinking class. I'm thinking this class is a pile of shit because it's not me.
Oh God, yeah. No, but huge thanks for being on the podcast, and if Travis or Thornbrain would like to guest, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them as well.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Coolio. I guess I don't know how to conclude, but so there's that. Yeah.
So you can leave now, people. Just go away, God.
There's no one in the stream. Oh well,
They already left. That's why they knew I was gonna say that.
Exactly. No, but yeah, huge talking to you. Maybe we'll talk, some other time. But yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks for being on the cast.
It was fun. It was lots of fun. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. I'm hanging up now.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.